So far we've talked about real estate stuff in the Philippines primarily. So today I thought we'd talk about other types of property, in this case a vehicle. We decided that we needed to have a vehicle, make it a little more convenient to get from point A to point B, and also to be able to carry stuff from one place to the other. Now, early on we had gotten my brother-in-law a tricycle, which initially we thought he might use as a means of income, and for some reason that didn't work out too well, but he still has the tricycle, and it's works as personal transportation for him quite well, and it'll carry quite a lot of stuff too. Maybe have to do a separate piece on that sometime. Anyway, we decided to go with what's called an owner type Jeep. It's less expensive than some sort of regular van or car or anything like that. And after we got it, we affectionately named it the Beast. As you can see, it's stainless steel. I think you can tell that. And you'll note on the hood it says Toyota 2-liter. Towards the back on one of the windows it says Chevy Cavalier. On the windshield, when we first got it, it said Pontiac. There's probably a couple of other stickers on there somewhere. Stickers are good, but to my knowledge, I just couldn't tell you for sure whether any of the parts in it are Toyota or not, or even there's probably nothing Chevy in there. But so that's the vehicle, and yes, in case you're wondering, it does have a massive front bumper, which you could secure items there, or you can sit there, but I wouldn't recommend it driving down the highway. You'll note there are rods on the front of the bumper to help figure out where the front end of the thing is, because it's not that easy to see from the driver's seat. There are only two mirrors on the hood. You'll see some of these that have 30 or 40. So a lot of them will have 20, or anywhere from 10 to 20 metal horses on there, decorated to the hilt. Sometimes decorated so much that I'm not certain the driver can actually see where they're going. The mirrors that work on this one are the two side mirrors that have the apple on them. Let's see. This is a shot of the obviously steering wheel, driver's side. Obviously no air conditioning. You probably noted the doors are half doors. There is a fan there, which last I knew wasn't working, but we can fairly easily replace that. I don't recall that any of the gauges worked, so you kind of had to keep an eye on the gas tank to figure out how you were doing for gas, and I just never drove faster than anyone else, hoping that I wouldn't get pulled over. It's a 4-speed transmission. You'll note the center console there is it's actually detachable. A previous owner had, I think, some sort of probably 8-track and stuff in there. It's looking across from the passenger side. We're parked outside of the house there in Burgos, in case you couldn't tell. The seats are actually quite comfortable. You'll note, incidentally, in the back seat, that's a sort of a bench seat. There are a couple of holes on either end of the seats, and you can't see from this picture, but there are holes on the top of the back seat, and I think the person had let's see, 2, 4, 6 at least speakers in there, so that was probably kind of a rockin' vehicle at one time. The seats, as I say, are quite comfortable, as you can see. Good for taking a nap on a hot day. I think we were up at the beach property that day, and that might have been the day I was working on the fence, and took a little break there in the shade. The blue curtain is adjustable so that you can keep the sun off you. And then if you note, on the above the doorway is a rolled up piece of canvas and clear, and I use the term clear advisedly, plastic, and that gets rolled down and snapped in place during the rainy season. Seats are all comfortable, as you can see, even the ones underneath. So you have to be cautious in the Philippines, not only the Philippines, of course, but I think I mentioned earlier that when we bought the real estate on the beach there, we probably got ripped off for at least 50,000 pesos. That's my guess. We had various and sundry mechanics work on the vehicle over a period of time, and this is the air cleaner, which I'm sure most of you will realize. And I checked it one day just because we'd had it in the shop, and they just had brought it back. And I checked, and I don't know why. I had a picture of it. I can't find that picture now. But in place of what you would normally find inside of an air cleaner, they had wadded up chicken wire. Yeah. So it would have kept any boulders out of there, which is a good thing. Got to give them that, but not quite what I had in mind. So we ended up with another different mechanic. Another time we had taken it to a mechanic who was recommended to us by a friend, and he had good credentials, had worked on the base in the past when the bases were there, and so on and so forth. And he had the thing for a long time. I forget, something wasn't working quite right. So we took it in, and yeah, he could fix it for us. And after about 3 weeks or so, we went over to his quote garage and took a look. And this is what we found of the engine. As far as I know, I'm not a mechanic, but as far as I know, every piece that could be disassembled had been disassembled, and the disassembled pieces had been further disassembled. And it was laying there on the garage floor, which you may or may not be able to tell was sand, dirt. Well, 6 weeks, a total of probably 4 to 6 weeks. We finally got it back. It ran, still wasn't running well, so we took it to another place, which down in Longapo. Another friend of a friend, but this guy turned out to be a real mechanic and knew what he was doing. Wasn't trying to rip us off. I'm sure the other guy did, because this particular guy had looked at the parts and said, what the heck is this? And anyway, so it was pretty much a rip-off. So you, excuse me, kind of got to be careful there as well as here in the States, but nevertheless, you got to be careful. So it does come in handy, though. The Beast does come in handy. This was taken in the late evening, and we had put onto the Beast, strapped onto the Beast, 6 light metal framed cages, which were intended for my, nephew's fighting cocks. And they put them together over at our place, and then we transported them over to actually his mother's place, my wife's sister. So it, came in handy for that. Another time when we were working on the beach property, the guys built those cement posts. You can see rebar and cement, and we loaded them into the beast by opening up the back canvas window, canvas and plastic, and basically disconnecting the rear of the back seat so we could shove those in far enough. And they were pretty heavy. We took them down to my sister-in-law's to replace her fence. This is the before. This is the fence on the front of her property. And this is the after with those posts in place. That's Nora in the green shirt, and that's my sister-in-law further up along the street. She passed in January of last year, 2016. You can also carry the pali or immature rice plants. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have no idea what the tracker refers to, and the sign on the back of the tire there is Michelin. I don't believe there's a Michelin tire within 20 miles of at least the beast. Anyway. It also comes in handy for when we do go up to the beach. We're headed up there that day and got everything there. The coolers, the grill, whatever. My fishing poles are in there somewhere. You can see my tackle boxes over on the left towards the back. And then there would be probably that day, I'm going to guess we had at least 4 or 5 people in the back in the quote pickup part of it, and probably 4 in the back seat and 1 or 2 in the front seat, including the driver. I don't even know what that adds up to, but yeah. So there you have the story of Brad and the Beast. I once again want to thank everybody who's watching these. Seems as though the number of people who are watching is dwindling, but those of you who are continuing to watch, I appreciate it. My subscribers are going up and down, sort of bouncing between 40 and 42, and if there's something I should be doing different to give you more information, less information, some other kind of information, more entertainment, less entertainment, whatever you want, let me know, because I do want to keep this thing going. Keeps me out of mischief to a certain extent. So anyway, I appreciate it also if you do like one of these videos. Go ahead and give her a like, and otherwise don't. If you don't like it, give it a don't like it. That's what they're there for, and that'll give me information to work with. Okay, appreciate it. We'll get this posted here in a little bit, and we'll see what develops.